So, okay, we got it. So, Pierre, coming to the cage, Shah Hussein. What do we know about this young man from Team Crossface?
Well, he's fighting out of slalom, and what I say is he's got a style that he has all the tools. However, his record shows that he's a 50-50 fighter. He lives by the sword and he dies by the sword, meaning that most of his losses have come by way of submission, but at the same time, on the flip side of the coin, he's won by mostly submissions.
So these sort of guys, we've seen them before. We look at the records, and as you said, they're split down the middle. They make for exciting fighters, because all he's interested in really is the win, because when you're going for the win, that's when your mistakes can be made, that's when you can be submitted yourself. So this is a man that we say would be 100%, wouldn't it?
Oh, without a doubt. His team, Team Crossface, they're going to make sure that they checked every box coming to the cage with a really tight game plan. And if he follows, this game plan, he's going to not only be able to win the fight, but he's going to be able to look good doing it.
So he's preparing to go into the cage now. Shah Hussein, Team Crossface in Slough. And again, the interesting thing here is, Pierre, he's against a very good technical fighter himself, isn't he? So he's going to have to be on top of his game here, because as we said, when he loses, it's going for that important win, but he's against a very good grappler.
Without a doubt. And here's the thing with the mental side of the game, which is very important. You don't want to overthink it. You don't want to put too much pressure on yourself. You want to make it as calm, and it just should happen organically, naturally. You should just feel it, okay? Because sometimes, like you said, when you press the issue, that's when you make mistakes, whether it be you overextend on a jab, you leave an arm out, and that's a costly mistake. And hopefully, for tonight, for him and his team, that will not happen.
Well, you talk of that pressure, and we've got the added pressure here of possibly the biggest show staged in this country so far. That must be a pressure for any man on this card.
Without a doubt, you know that this is a platform for these guys. If you're fighting on the Tom Con Watson, Alex Reedinator Reed card, this is going to be exposure throughout the country, Europe, and even in the States, like I mentioned before. So yes, that does put a little bit of pressure in the back of your mind.
So Mark Wood, our referee, giving Shah Hussein his last instructions. He won't need them. He's been here before. He knows what the score is as he waits for his opponent to enter the cage. And so making his way to the cage is Shah Hussein's opponent, Tom Breese. And as we briefly mentioned, Pierre, the fascinating thing here is Shah, who likes his submissions, is against a very good technical grappler in Tom Breese.
Well, here's the thing. If you look at it on paper, Shah has the upper hand as far as like for pro fights. However, saying that, take nothing away from Tom Breese. He has an extensive semi-pro career. In fact, he's won all of his fights. And he's won mostly from submissions, and we know that that is Shah's weak point.
And again, we've said it before though, but the semi-pro game is a great way to learn your craft and get those nerves out of you and get used to just the very act of getting in there and doing it before you enter a big stage like he's entering tonight.
Oh, without a doubt. Here's the thing. With that type of experience underneath his belt, he gets used to the crowd, he gets used to that energy, but guess what? It doesn't go on his pro record. So by the time he gets to his pro debut, like tonight, he's already, he's matured as a fighter, and now he's ready to go in there and just let it all hang out.
As you say that, Pierre, look how calm he looks here as he's being greased up, given final instructions outside the cage. That looks a very calm, composed young man.
Yes, without a doubt, Tom Breese is definitely a picture of confidence.
And that will be essential in this bout, because as we said, one mistake, both these men will submit you. So you've got to be mentally, this one is what I like about this. You have to be as mentally fit in this one as physically fit.
You couldn't have said it more, a truer statement. Totally mental side of the house has to be taken just as well as the physical side of the house. Now, I tell you what, Tom Breese, if he gets any more calmer or cooler, I'm scared he's going to fall asleep in the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for our next bout of the evening. 3 5-minute rounds of fighting in the welterweight division. Your referee for this contest is Mark Woodard. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a Muay Thai grappling fighter with a professional record of 3 wins, 3 losses, with 1 win coming by TKO. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighed in at 170 pounds, fighting out of Slough, England. Please welcome Shah No Pain Hussein. His opponent fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a freestyle fighter with a professional record of 1 win, no losses. With his win coming by TKO, he stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 171 pounds. Fighting out of Birmingham, England, ladies and gentlemen, Tom "One Bomb" Breese.
And Pierre, you can hear the response there to the local fighter. It's the National Indoor Arena, Birmingham, and Tom Breese. You could hear the pop as his name was mentioned.
Now, here's the thing. They didn't mention a loss. However, I just want to correct that by saying this is his pro debut here tonight. And all his other fights, again, semi-pros, have been wins.
And as we saw there, Breeze known as One Bomb, Hussein known as No Pain. Something's got to give here.
Ooh, big kick from Hussein to start off the beginning of the first round. Nice punch combinations. Now, Shah is fighting from a southpaw stance.
As is Breeze.
2 southpaws, very well spotted, Malcolm. Nice punch combination for Breeze. Lead jab, ooh, and again follows that kick straight in. Breeze going for the double. Now,
and he was fortunate there, Pierre, because as he went in, Hussein dropped the knee there to try and stop him, and luckily Breeze still managed to get where he is now, but that could have been very dangerous for him in that debut.
Now here's the thing, all the footage that I've seen of Breeze, he's a straightforward fighter. Once he gets a leg, he's on it. He drives forward, and he usually ends up with the takedown.
Now this is where we said the game would become really interesting, because both these men have real strength on the ground.
Yes. Now you see Shah's doing the right thing. He's trying to stand back up, using the cage to prop his back up and post it off the hand. Now he's beautiful work from him. However, look, Breeze has got the body lock, and he looks very strong. Boom, straight down to a leg. Beautiful whizzer by Shah. That was insane. That was pinpoint accurate.
Yeah, is that a subtle difference between the pro and the semi-pro game? Because as we said, Shah's experience has been in the pro game, Breeze in the semi-pro, or am I reading too much into that?
You know what? I think that both guys come level playing field, whether it be the semi-pro versus the pro. However, it's all depending on the person, how they've matured or how their mindset is. And if they have a good camp, they'll help them grow in those areas.
Now, Pierre, it looks like Shah's tried to definitely trap one of the arms there for some ground and pound here.
Yep. Now, you see that Shah has got his butt up in there. He has to be careful because, you know, he doesn't want to go off balance. Breeze is trying to better his position from the bottom. I believe he's got half guard and possible lockdown. Lockdown meaning that he's controlling Shah's foot with his foot. However, he releases the lockdown, but again, back into half guard.
So as we expected, a very technical fight so far.
I'll tell you what, I'm really impressed by both fighters. Now look, Breeze, look at that. Okay, Breeze is going rubber guard. Shah has to be careful that he doesn't extend. Breeze may be looking for a go-go plata. Now he's going go-go plata, possible plata. He transitions, and now look at the pressure on that shoulder. Now he could possibly be tapped out here. And what Shah needs to do is he needs to roll over. However, Breeze is very, very aware of that, and he's stopping him from doing that roll.
So put it in perspective, just how dangerous is it at the moment for Shah Hussein?
It's very dangerous. He needs to better his position. And just as we say that, Breeze has bettered his position, still has the omoplata, possible rear naked choke.
That's obviously what he's going for now. But in terms of the danger he was in, Shah Hussein has bettered his position really now, hasn't he?
Without a doubt. Now, what I would like to say about that, Breeze, very controlled, fishing for the submissions. However, Shah was very aware of that, and he was able to get out and actually better his position. However, it may have been saved by the bell right there.
They've had a really good look at each other now, though, Pierre. And in that respect, which camp, if you were in, would you feel more confident in? I know it's a hard call after just one round, which has been very close.
I would have to say that it's a 50-50. Both guys will get the adjustments, and what's going to happen is now it's the mental part comes into it. Now you've had a taste of each other's game. How are you going to step it up? How are you going to make those corrections to try to, get over on your opponent?
Says we're ready for round 2, Pierre. Round 1 was on a knife edge. Both these men still got everything to fight for.
Now here's the thing. I made some predictions on our little handy-dandy cheat sheet that we have here. And I thought that Breese was going to storm through Shah. Shah, however, very composed. And we may be looking at a new developed fighter here.
But again, Pierre, start of the second, it's Breese on top. And he's asserted his authority right at the beginning of this round. It was very quickly.
And that's good for Breese because he's not allowing him to build off the momentum. Shah thinks he's in this fight. However, Breese wants to assure him, you know what, big guy? No, you're not.
And there's a cut on the top of Hussein's head there from the elbow from Breese.
Okay, here's the thing. It's not above the eye, so it's not going to, bleed into the eye, causing, him to have any type of vision problems. However, when you see blood, it kind of gets you going. So we'll see how he reacts to that. Now, Breese has a good possible guillotine choke attempt. He may jump guard from here or try to complete that from the stand-up position.
But it's been a total contrast to the first round because Breese has been in dominant mood from the opening bell of this second round.
Now, there may be a ref stoppage here just to see if the doctor will take a look at that, because even though it's not close to the eye, it is copious.
Now it's bleeding,
blood.
It's bleeding freely purely because of the adrenaline flowing as well, isn't it, Pierre? That will make it look worse than it does, doesn't it? Because both these men are pumped up. So again, Hussein, a bloody mess now, Pierre, as he continues to be pummeled by Breese.
Now, the one thing here that we're noticing is it's making for hard fighting conditions. It's getting very slick from the amount of blood that's hit the mat. But also, having that blood makes it easier to slip and slide out of these submissions. So this, believe it or not, may even work better for Shah.
And obviously, as we count the clock down, this corner will work to clean and tidy him up. But what it does mean, Pierre, in everyone's minds, it's a big round so far for Tom Breese.
Yeah, even if he doesn't knock him out or tap him out, he's being the more aggressive of the fighters. He's dominated so far the top position. And, of course, that blood, can tend to influence the judges.
So 30 seconds left on the clock. And Pierre, big round for Tom Breese. You said earlier you thought it might be, but he came out in the second round, the man you thought you might have seen in that first round.
Yeah, he's definitely taken over here in the second round. He's asserted his dominance. And again, he's taken Shah out of his game. And look at here. Immediately, I think this is going to be over here in the
5 seconds, that's all. He's tapped just before the bell. 2 seconds left and he's tapped. Rear naked choke here. What timing.
Tom "One Ball" Breese.
This way, Tom, this way. First off, congratulations on your win. Fantastic ground game. A little bloodied up. You've made a mess of our nice, clean mat. What's it like fighting out of your hometown?
Brilliant. It's brilliant.
You got a lot of people with you. Does that make you any more nervous? Obviously, you've got people here. People have come down to see you fight. Did that temper your approach at all?
I wasn't nervous for this fight. I just don't know what it was. Sport helps, so...
Does indeed. Now, you look very, very slick on the ground. You look good standing up. This was your pro debut. How do you feel about going all the way to the top?
Well, yeah, just more experience. I needed this experience, so just keep going, keep getting fights, keep winning. Take those, keep training.
That is the only way to do it. It's a hometown crowd. Put your hands together for your winner, Tom Breese!